All right, so we've got two quick questions for this week's Q&A. Deb says, I'm interested in setting up a website to sell my products. I'm thinking of a simple landing page with category tabs, multiple product picks, and a shopping cart. Any suggestions which platform to use? Am I totally out of my league? So quite honestly, what I would recommend is just not doing a website whatsoever. In my opinion, and this is not just like theory, this is based on somebody that has multiple websites, that's thought about, setting up a website specifically to sell their products, right? Because obviously you have like product selling on Amazon, product selling on Poshmark, product selling on Mercari, product selling on eBay, product selling on Facebook Marketplace. And by the way, I also think Facebook Marketplace, I'm putting that in the new version, so Resale University, because I've seen that I don't personally sell on Facebook Marketplace, although I'm moving some of my products there to test it, but I've seen other people that I network with have a lot of success with it, and it's pretty much especially if you're listing with something like List Perfectly, you can pretty much just list to Facebook Marketplace as well, so it's all the benefit and none of the drawback. Little caveat, I know that's not related to your question, but I wanted anybody else watching this video to know that, okay? But my recommendation is just not create a website. The reason being is twofold, right? First and foremost, it adds complexity to a business model that isn't necessary, right? And in my opinion, whenever you add complexity and you don't keep something simple when it can be simple, it's just gonna add more headaches, more friction, and it's gonna be a lot harder to implement, right? You wanna take complexity out of a business wherever you can, right? And so what you should do, in my opinion, is just keep it simple. Sell it on all the third-party marketplaces and keep your products there, right? Because if you were, the only way that this would be viable or a good idea is if you were moving a lot, and I'm talking a lot of products, and you were building an overall brand where you were expecting to get repeat customers over and over and over again, right? That's the only time where it would make sense to create your own website and sell products there, right? So it can work for some people, although I would honestly assume it doesn't work for most people. It only really works for big brands that are getting repeat customers and selling a lot of products, right? So I would say don't create the website. That's my honest opinion and honest recommendation. More importantly, you have to understand one of the benefits of these third-party marketplaces, right? A drawback, obviously, is that you don't own the third-party marketplace or the third-party website, right? Whereas, obviously, you'd own the website. So that's the only plus that you're going to get there. And obviously, you're going to capture the potential customer's information. That's the only plus. The drawback, however, is that you have to send traffic yourself there, right? You're either going to have to create, organic content or, rank SEO-wise for a lot of these products against other marketplaces like Poshmark or eBay, which is going to be very, very tough, or spend money on advertising to drive traffic to these sites and to these listings. And so it's going to crush your profit margins. I've been running ads for the past 3 to 4 years, and to make profit running ads to an e-commerce product like that has got to be really difficult, if not practically impossible, in my opinion, if you're doing it from a different site, right? So if it's not running Amazon PPC or something like that. So this answer is getting really complicated, and obviously it's funny because I just said keep it simple where you can. Honestly, the best thing to do, don't create the website because A, it adds complexity, and B, you're going to have to spend money to advertise those products to get customers to come to your website, whereas if you list it on Amazon, there's already customers on Amazon. If you list on Poshmark, there's customers on Poshmark looking for these items, right? Same thing with eBay, same thing with Mercari, same thing with Facebook Marketplace. And so there's already customers on those websites looking for products, and Google already ranks those websites and their listings very high SEO-wise if somebody were searching on a search engine, right? You don't want to compete with something like that. It's going to add a lot of time invested, a lot of money invested, and probably no more sales than you're already getting, if not worse sales and worse profit with just more headaches. So that's my recommendation, Deb. If you're really set on it, I can help you create a site. I've done that a million times. I would recommend probably Wix in that aspect. But honest recommendation is just don't do that. You'll make more money and you'll do it with less effort if you don't create a website, okay? So hope that helps, but obviously if you're set on it, just reach out and let me know and I can help you with it. So next question, Matthew says, what is better, AMZ Scout or Jungle Scout? Or are they practically the same thing? So AMZ Scout actually does have a suite of tools that does product research and also does sales velocity like Jungle Scout does. In my opinion, Jungle Scout's better. And if you're paying for the Chrome extension specifically, then you're getting the most bang for your buck from Jungle Scout, in my opinion. I've used it for, I don't know, 5 years now, roughly. It's always been super accurate. It's always super reliable. And I personally think Jungle Scout's better, specifically speaking for the Chrome extension that's estimating sales velocity on a listing, right? Now, if you're going for like product research for private label, that's a completely different question, but obviously this is a reselling group, so most of us aren't doing that. I haven't used the Jungle Scout product research for that in probably like 4 or 5 years as well. And so I also have never tested the AMZ Scout product research for that. So if your end goal is to potentially do product research in the future, then potentially, I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest, because I haven't done that myself in a long time. But if your main goal is just looking for sales velocity on a listing to judge how many products to buy when you're reselling, Jungle Scout is so much better, okay? So I'd recommend going Jungle Scout for that. And what I do use AMZ Scout for is I use the AMZ Scout calculator because it's 100% free. It's the plugin that you can get that literally just drops down on any Amazon listing, where you can type in like what your sourcing price is, what your shipping estimate is, and then it will literally spit you out for that listing if you're going to be profitable if you buy it and resell it at those prices. So that's what I use AMZ Scout for. I use the free AMZ Scout calculator plugin on Google Chrome because it's super easy. It's the best estimator for profit, in my opinion. But if you're looking on a listing specifically to get the sales velocity based on the bestseller rank to see how many of that product to buy, I recommend Jungle Scout. But that's a good question, Matthew. So I hope that helps, guys. That's this week's Q&A. I am putting these questions specifically, so I'll obviously drop this video in the Facebook group for you guys for the Q&A, but I'm going to break down each specific question here, and I'm going to put it in the course in the Q&A section. So there is a new searchable Q&A section. If you need, clarification on what that is and how to use it, just go to Resale University, so resaleu.com, and then you can literally go to the Q&A module, and you can search through all the questions. If you have a specific question, or if a specific question pops up in the future, you can search through the Q&A and get a video answer if your question's there, right? So if you need clarification on how to actually go through it, how to search through it, and how I recommend that you search via keywords, just watch the first video in that module and it will show you. I'll also be adding videos to it as we do more Q&As, so more video answers, and I'll also be adding other video answers to other specific questions that I get frequently, if I have them via YouTube or if I have them from other courses or something like that, I'll add them there so we can really build out that Q&A section that's going to help you guys if you have questions. So hope that helps, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.